before the game last night, Zion Williamson, who has played 29 games all year, okay? And when he was asked, why is he not playing? And what's going on? And why can't he get out there and play again? He says, I'm going to wait till I feel like myself. I don't feel like myself.
Wait, didn't he say, I'm going to wait till I feel like Zion?
I'm going to wait till I feel like Zion.
Yeah, he's talking about himself in the third person.
He is. Well, and he said wait, Diesel, and that is, of course, the operative word here. If you listen to the first segment, I said I went to Dunedin and I got a shirt that I didn't fit into until I was done eating. He's going to wait till he feels like Zion, Diesel. But what is crazy is how many days do you guys go to work when you don't quite feel like yourself? Okay? You guys may know this, may not. I have not felt like myself in a couple of weeks. I've had like some sinus haze. I finally had a doctor tell me today, Mark, like the grass and pine pollen is at like a record level. So are you allergic to grasses? Yes. Are you allergic to pine? Yes. So they're like, you're going to be having problems. And I'm like, yeah, but I've lived here. Like, why is it kicking my ass so badly now? Why is it doing that now? Like, I haven't felt like myself in 2 weeks. So the problem is, and I'm not sure if you guys saw this, and it is somebody needs to be fired for this. One of them might be Zion, but somebody within the Pelicans thought it would be a good idea to have Zion Williamson warming up publicly, even though there was no intent for him to play. And when Zion warms up publicly, he's doing his between the legs. He's juking left and going right. He's throwing down monster jams. And you're like, bro, we've got a do or die game here in 2 hours. And you can't give us 20, 25 minutes? This dude, Diesel, only person in the NBA, averaging 26 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, 4.5 assists. The only person in the NBA with that stat line. They were a top 4 seed when they had him. Like, they started the year guns blazing. And then Zion's going to Zion, and he's not available again. And, look, Diesel, you want to say it's not his fault or he's injury prone, and Mark, he's Spartanburg zone and from Spartanburg Day School. He looks heavy again, Diesel. He's putting way too much torque and weight on those joints. It is the optics of that scene with him like looking like he's fine, dunking the ball left and right. Like, he feels like the guy who calls in sick that isn't sick. He doesn't want to play. That guy.
I don't think Zion wants to play. I really, really don't. And I don't understand because, we watched him when he was in Spartanburg. We watched him in his season at Duke. And he had such a joy for the game. Such a joy for the game. And players in the NBA say it all the time. Like, man, we go out there, we play hurt all the time. We go out there and play hurt all the time. Maybe there's a saying called paralysis through analysis, Mark. I'm sure you've heard that before. It's where you overthink everything and you think that everything has to be perfect for you to even get started on your given endeavor. So you never actually do it. You're just thinking too much. You're in your head too much. And I think a lot of it has to do that with the paralysis through analysis is it has to do with self-esteem issues. And I'm wondering if Zion himself doesn't feel like he is an NBA superstar. Like he was great in high school. He was great in college. He got his shot. And now he's like, ooh, I don't know. I better wait until my ankle feels 100%. I better wait until my body fat percentage is down to this point. And he's stacking and stacking and stacking all of these excuses to not get out and play. Even if you're only available limited time, Just make yourself available, because you know what? Your team is going to turn on you. Your fan base is going to turn on you. Your coach, your ownership, your training staff. No one is going to believe you when you say that you are injured. No one is going to believe you when you say that you want to be on the court. People aren't buying it anymore.
Zion has a 5-year rookie max extension that starts next year for $193 million. He's going to be making $39 million a year beginning this year. The contract is already signed, and unlike the NFL, the contract is fully guaranteed. What are you protecting yourself from? This is do or die. If you blow out your hamstring, you have all offseason to recover it. This is why they're paying you that, dude. I don't quite feel like myself. The hell out of here. I don't quite feel like myself, and I'm here. Diesel, I've seen a number of days where you don't quite feel like yourself. You know what I mean?
I still come in.
He's still here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just unfreaking believable, this guy. He's healthy enough to do windmill dunks and do crossovers. Oh, man, can't give you 20 minutes in a do-or-die game that my team's going to lose by a couple baskets. They lost by a couple baskets. No Zion Williamson. Windmill dunks before the game. You got to be freaking kidding me, man. I just can't with that guy. I can't with that guy.
His heart's not in it. There's no want. There's no want to.
Doesn't
with
want to
Zion
play.
Williamson.
Doesn't want to play. What is he protecting? Financially, what is he protecting? This isn't Lamar Jackson is withholding playing because he doesn't have his new deal yet, wants to make sure he has his deal. Zion signed his deal. This is humiliating and embarrassing and a joke. It's fair to question Zion's love for the game. It's fair to question whether he wants to play. Some days you got to play hurts. That was one of those days. 71307 on the text line. Trey in Kentucky says Zion wants to go to a different market, but he signed in this one. How about the commitment from the New Orleans Pelicans? They should be called the Bourbon Street Flash, by the way. Think about it for a minute. Think of the marketing potential. Think about the commitment. Like, he hasn't played for them at all, and they still made a 5-year, $193 million commitment. Why would they do that? Because you got to take a chance on Zion Williamson, right? Because there was a report Zion Williamson wanted to leave. Okay, you wanted to leave. We're going to give you this fat contract even though you've been injured. We love you that much, Zion. Can't play in a single game, do or die, when he's dunking in warmups. I can't believe somebody allowed that to happen publicly. Can't believe that.
Well, I would say that there are a number of other franchises who aren't stupid enough to make a deal for Zion, who is constantly out, who is constantly hurt, who is constantly finding excuses for why he's not feeling 100% able to go out on the court. But we all know that these teams are stupid. We all know, like, how do you get super rich? How do you become a billionaire and then hire people who are stupid enough to go out and get you Zion Williamson when you know that guy doesn't really want to play? It's Aaron Rodgers all over again. It's the Jets are too stupid to get out of their own way and not realize that you don't have to make a deal for that guy.
Diesel, we now have, in the last 10, 12 years, 2 examples of 1 and 2 picks in the draft where both times, the bigger guy was selected, and neither time did it work. Portland selected Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. Body broke down. New Orleans selected Zion Williamson over Ja Morant. Body breaking down again.
We've got John Edward Kruger in the YouTube thread who's calling us Zion haters. John, explain to us exactly why we're wrong. Your argument here is maybe Zion is hurt. Well, clearly in the warmups, Zion is not hurt. He's out there doing crossover dribbling. He's driving. He's doing acrobatic dunks. Like, the dude is fine. He can get out and play. Stop making excuses for people who don't want to work. Zion doesn't want to work. He's like those kids that we all heard about over the last couple of years since COVID. Like, you know, the whole mantra of kids just don't want to work these days. I don't think Zion wants to work.
If you call in sick, don't let me see you at happy hour. Okay? If you tell me your hammy's too bad to play, don't let me see you doing killer crossovers and dunks in warmups.